Police respond to a motel in New Smyrna where a nurse has just destroyed the establishment and smashed the windows before fleeing the scene in her truck. They'll be shocked by what triggered her to go on her rampage.
If you saw her again, everybody here could identify her, right?
Yes.
Okay.
I saw her.
Did anybody witness the incident?
I
watched it go like this.
Okay. Is your surveillance cameras up and working? Did anybody get a picture of her or just the tag of it?
just the tag.
She took off her shirt when she did all this. That's why I didn't take it.
Is she someone that was staying in a room here or anything? Or
I've never seen her before.
so she came in, started helping herself to drinks out there, back there.
Parked in the front first, and then I guess got kicked out of the bar. Went back there, tried to make her own drinks. Went back, came up here, and then just backed right into it.
What did she back into right here?
Hit the wood. But when she couldn't hit the window, she got out of the car
And smashed the window.
smashed it.
Okay.
And then she took off her shirt.
What do you guys want? Do you guys want to press charges and everything?
Yeah, he's the owner.
You guys want to press charges for vandalism and everything? Okay.
Yeah, she went behind the bar.
She made a couple drinks, right?
Yeah.
Do you know how many or anything like that?
I think one. I don't know. I got to ask the bartender. I came out of the kitchen, started freaking on her, threw her the heck out of there, and then she's like cursing at me, and I'm like, just get off my property.
Yeah.
And then she took off, and she came back, ran into that. I guess
She back into it, or did
I don't know. I don't know.
Which angle was the truck at whenever you saw it? Or you didn't see
She
it?
took off, back in, out. Did you see if she went in forward? Or
Did she back in, or did she backed it? So
Backed
she came back down from this way, backed in, hit the building, and then got out, punched the glass, and then got back in the truck and went south on his street.
Exactly.
Okay.
And then, she backed out and then went forward and then backed up again. Pretty sure she hit that truck and then pulled in when we all were yelling at her.
If they got her. Did they get her yet?
We're looking for her, but we have her address, vehicle description, or vehicle registration, everything. So, we'll get it. So Edgewater's down there right now at the house. The charge for this is criminal mischief. If it falls under a certain amount of money, if it's under $1,000, it's a misdemeanor. If it's over $1,000, it's a felony. First degree misdemeanor DUI. Ma'am, you know where the owner went? Is he back here or did he go back up there? Look like she's having a good day. So, all right. What did I miss?
She decided to resist the house. That's about it.
No, we went in with his permission. It's his house or whatever. Okay. Went in there, made contact with her. Like, hey, just hang on a minute. I was gonna
This is Lori?
Yeah, I was gonna go inside the kitchen and grab her a paper towel for her arm because she's still bleeding. They wrapped it for
She
us.
want rescue or
They just wrapped it.
Okay.
So, and then I told her, I was like, just stay in the living room. Cortez told her to stay in the living room. She's like, no, get out of my house. And she started walking off. And then that's when I grabbed her and she started pulling away. So we placed her on the ground on the carpet.
So you guys have resisting as well?
Yes.
Okay.
Resisting without.
Okay.
My house.
Hi, Lori.
Hi, sir.
All right.
Can you please scratch?
What?
Just not been right.
That's fine.
I'm getting hit by
We're not gonna do that until they show up. So
So what do we
come over here.
These are clean ones, but I just touched them.
Yeah, that's fine.
I can go.
Why did you guys go in?
Huh?
Why did they go in? Did they see her go in?
I guess they asked him if she was here. He said, yeah.
And he let them in.
Permission. to go
Okay. I just wanted to make sure there wasn't,
Yeah.
because it's not like Fresh Pursuit or anything like that.
That's on your chest. I can't scratch that for you. I'm sorry. I don't see any boats on your neck.
Yes, he knows.
You know her? Jordan, you know her?
He just said that she works up at. She's been an
What are you, a nurse?
That's why I asked her. I was like, why are you
All right.
resisting? I was like,
You didn't bring this way.
I told her, I was like, there's no more bugs on her neck. She wants me to scratch back.
You're good?
Said the rest of them were like up here on her chest, which I can't scratch.
Why don't you want to sit in the shade?
Because I'm itching in the
There's
bucket
a lot of bugs
work.
over there.
All right.
It's bugged everywhere Pete said.
Sand ass from freaking.
Just we got something to do, and then once that's done, We'll start this investigation, okay, ma'am? I am gonna say, because you're a nurse and you're in that position and stuff like that, if you could just please do your best to cooperate with us. We're not gonna hurt. You know how we are. We're not gonna hurt you. We're not gonna do anything like that. We'll take care of you. Huh?
I think I'm always doing something wrong.
You think you're always doing something wrong?
I'm like saying you're getting
So we're gonna work through this together. But Lori, I can't. I'm not gonna hit you. Okay, that's not what we do. Okay, but we'll work through this. Okay. Just, if you wouldn't mind, just please cooperate. I know you're upset and stuff like that. What? No, I'm not saying you aren't. I'm just saying, you know, it'd be a lot better, especially for a person in your position. You know, I'm not telling you, you know, to consent to anything. I'm just saying, can you just please just be calm and relax with us? I'm not going to hit your head, okay?
No,
I'm sorry. I'm not going to hit your neck. Like, I'm sorry.
My arms undone.
Lori, I'm getting.
Run away. Like,
Lori,
you're acting like I'm like.
Lori, I'm getting bit by the bugs too. All right, I'm sorry. Well, the thing, if she says no to everything,
we'll talk about it.
Yeah. We're not going to take it back to TV.
Stay standing.
Could I just would you mind just hanging on to her since she's unsteady on her feet?
I'm like, it is so bad.
101 Executive Circle, they try to reach responding units like
I can't hear you.
Are they 5 minutes off?
They're coming from Sea Vista, so I would imagine he's coming from this way. Yep, we got her out. There you go. Yep.
Just don't want too many people.
Yeah, no,
there.
yeah, I get it.
Can't really take her out of handcuffs because she's going to resist.
Yeah, that's fine. Got it, thank you. All right. Cortez, bring her over here. Lori, can you come over here with this help? All right. All right, Lori. Can you look at me, please, so I understand that you can hear me speaking and everything like that? All right. Right now, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say may be used against you or may be used as evidence against you in a criminal prosecution. You have the right to talk to an attorney and have him with you now or at any time during questioning. If you cannot afford an attorney, one will be appointed to represent you. So, Lori, all right, first and foremost, where are you coming from before you came here?
Work.
Where's work?
The hospital.
What time did you get off work?
In the morning.
What time this morning? 9? Would you work night shift last night? Pretty rough night. I'm sorry to hear about that. So what time did you get off work today? So like 9 o'clock this morning, right? Okay. Where did you go from there?
Honestly, I came here.
What'd you do there? You don't want to talk about it? Okay. So you came here. This is Chris's house, right? At any point did you leave this house today?
I left it 100 times.
Where'd you go?
I went to my house.
What about the Sea Vista Motel over here at 1701 South Atlantic Avenue? Did you go there today?
I don't remember. I can't confirm that.
Why don't you remember? I remember what I did this morning.
I don't even know what morning it is, sir.
Do you know what time of day it is right now, by chance, if you had a good guess?
It's like in the afternoon.
It is the afternoon, yeah.
Like,
So you don't remember going to Sea Vista at all?
I remember going there and having fun and people making fun of me.
People were making fun of you at Sea Vista? Where at? The bar? Or at any of the hotel rooms or whatever? Or where were they making fun of you?
It was me.
Okay. So, how long ago was that?
In the last like 48 hours.
The last 48 hours, so the last 2 days? Well, I know it was sometime between when you got off this morning at 9 and now. So, you came back here, and then we came, and this is where we're at, right? Okay. So, do you recall anything that occurred at Sea Vista, like backing your truck into the building and then getting out and punching the window and all that? Do you remember doing that?
No,
You don't remember doing that? So a lot of people saw you do it.
okay.
So, Okay. What about going behind the bar and making yourself a drink and stuff like that? And do you remember doing that as well? So we have multiple people that witnessed you in actual physical control of your vehicle, not only back into a building there, causing property damage, but then you exiting your vehicle from the driver's seat, going around, punching a hole in a glass window, which smashed it, then getting back in your vehicle where you exited southbound on Hill Street at a high rate of speed, putting a lot of people in danger. And you're a nurse, you know, like you've seen car accident victims, right? You know.
I'm not saying that I might not have been like not in my right state of mind.
I understand that. I understand. I know you're not in the right state of mind.
Look at my body. If I was to do all that, this is all that I would have.
Yep. Okay. How much
Driving behind somebody's bar, taking over their cash register.
I never said you took over the. Well, I never said you took over the cash register.
Basically, that's what we were saying. I stole from them.
Well, you did, because for when you do a transaction, it's, hey, I'm giving you money for goods. Now, hey, the person that you gave money to is now giving you said goods. When that transaction is done inappropriately, like where you just slam money down and then go behind there, that transaction wasn't approved. So I'm not really too worried about the theft of a $10 drink. You know what I'm worried about?
I'm saying that's like a different.
Yes. Okay.
Like I'm not saying that. Okay.
Lori.
I'll be quiet.
Here's what I have to ask now.
I have nothing.
Due to having multiple people, independent witnesses that saw you in actual physical control of your truck, based off of your slurred speech, your bloodshot eyes, okay, you're having a hard time standing on your feet. Right now, I'm going to ask if you perform some standardized field sobriety exercise. You don't want to perform any standardized field sobriety exercise?
If you itch my arms, I will.
I cannot itch your arms for you. So you don't want to do that based off of just not getting your arms itched. Is that what I'm hearing?
I'm literally getting eating up by.
I am too. Look at them. They're in my hand.
It's terrible.
Lori, unfortunately, I can't.
I'll do it.
Listen. You have the right to refuse to do it.
No, I just don't want it. Like, I literally got.
Would you want to perform any sort of standardized field sobriety exercise for me today? Because right now I do believe that
I wasn't behind the wheel, so.
You were. There was multiple witnesses.
Okay, witnesses when?
When you were at C-Vest after you crashed. But they already have. They've already filled sworn written statements out. Regardless.
Fine. Let's go to the door.
Okay. We don't have to. It's all on body cam and everything like that. Whenever this is all done, you can go look at the body cams and everything like that and the investigation that has led us to here. All right? So, Lori.
So I'm doing anything else.
So right now I'm asking if you would participate. Again, this is participating in standardized field sobriety exercises. Keyword participation, you don't have to do them. Do you want to do them, though?
No.
Okay, you do not want to do them. All right, perfect.
Yeah,
we're going to go in the back of your car. Yep. We're going to go back at his car real quick. No, I'm not. We're not going the back and forth. You said no. That's fine. Come on, Lori. We're not going back and forth with it. You said no. Okay, it's very important that you hear and listen to this.
I can't. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's very important. I'm going to read you something. It's very important. You can't listen to it? All right. Well, I'm going to read it anyways.
I'm really itchy.
We put you in here to get you away from the bugs. I want you to stay seated in there, please.
Okay, I will stay seated in here, but I'm telling you, I don't want to listen.
Well, you don't have a choice whether or not to listen.
Yes, I do. Close my door.
No. Okay. I am now requesting that you submit to a lawful test of your breath for the purpose of determining its alcohol content. If you refuse to take the test I have requested for you, your driving privilege will be suspended for a period of 1 year. Or if you have been
accusing me of something?
Yes, of driving under the influence. You're correct.
So I haven't been under the Miranda rights?
I already read you Miranda rights and you talked to me.
I don't remember any of that.
Okay, well, it's on body cam.
Okay.
All right.
Well, can you itch my arms and somebody? Yeah.
So, let me get done finishing reading this, okay? Additionally, if you refuse to take the test I've requested of you, and if your driving privilege has previously been suspended, or if you have been previously fined under Florida State Statute 327-35215 for a refusal, please sit in the car. Do not exit this car. Sit in the car. I'm not going to do this.
You want another charge?
A charge for what?
Getting out of my car. Get back in the car.
Get in the
We're
car.
not doing this. Yep. Sit down.
So be in the car.
Sit down.
We're not doing
don't pee
this.
in my car either.
Well, I don't know what to do.
Okay, get back in the car.
I'm
you gonna pee in yourself? If you're gonna pee your pants, you're gonna sit in your pants. So hold your pants.
For a refusal
Wait until we get to the hospital.
we're going to go to the hospital. For a refusal,
I don't have to pee because I'm
for
still in
a
the hospital.
Lori,
You do have
the
to go to the
quicker you let me read this, the quicker you can go pee. I'm asking right now for you to do a breath test to determine your alcohol in your blood. All right.
It's really pee.
Okay, Lori, is that a yes or a no?
I'm not submitting to anything.
Okay, perfect. 7:05. I'll meet you there.
According to the police report, it was later discovered that Lore's driver's license had been previously suspended in 2022 for driving under the influence. During that arrest, she also refused DUI testing. Lori was charged with driving under the influence times 2 DUI with property damage, leaving the scene of a crash with damage more than $50. Prior refusal to submit DUI testing, criminal mischief less than $200, resisting an officer without violence, petty theft over $100, and felony assault on a law enforcement officer. Her total cash bond was set at $4,500. Six of the charges were dropped by the prosecutor, and the defendant pled no contest on the remaining charges. On August 4th, 2024, adjudication was withheld on the remaining charges. She received credit for 1 day time served and was given 1 year of probation in addition to court costs. We found that 15 minutes, 48 seconds truly, 3 months later, she violated her probation on November 6th by operating while her driver's license was suspended or revoked, and an order to show cause was set on Monday, November 25th at 1:30 p.m., which she appeared at. The violation was dropped after the misdemeanor case was dropped by the prosecutor. What I find most interesting about this case is that, at first, it looks like a straightforward DUI and property damage investigation. But once officers actually found Lori, the situation became much more complicated. She wasn't simply refusing to cooperate. She appeared confused, injured, unsteady, and at times seemed to have very little understanding of what was happening around her. From the motel witnesses, officers had a pretty strong starting point. They were told she had gone behind the bar, made herself a drink, was kicked out, returned in her truck, backed into the building, got out, smashed a window, got back into the truck, and drove away. They also had her vehicle description, registration information, and eventually her location. So, in my opinion, the officers did one thing very well. They gathered evidence before making assumptions. They spoke with witnesses, asked about surveillance cameras, clarified how the truck struck the building, and determined which direction she went. That's exactly what I'd want officers to do. But when they finally made contact with Lori, this case changed completely. She was bleeding. She appeared unsteady on her feet. She was talking about bugs constantly. She said she didn't remember certain events. She seemed confused about the time of day and couldn't clearly explain where she'd been. At one point, she even said she thought people had been making fun of her. And that's where, if I were the officer, I'd slow everything down. I wouldn't immediately treat her as someone who was simply being difficult. I'd be asking myself, is this intoxication? Is this a medical problem? Is she exhausted? Is she experiencing some kind of mental health crisis? Has she taken something? Or is she deliberately pretending not to remember? I don't know the answer from this footage, and neither should we assume we do. That's why I think a medical evaluation becomes extremely important here. The officers can investigate the criminal side, but if someone appears medically or mentally impaired, I would want that addressed too. And honestly, I think one of the officers did a decent job trying to calm her down. He repeatedly told her that they weren't going to hurt her and tried to reassure her that they would work through the situation together. That was probably one of the better parts of the interaction. But if I were in his position, I would change the way I communicated with her. For example, bringing up the fact that she's a nurse and saying that she should cooperate because of her profession doesn't really help. Whether she's a nurse, a teacher, or has no profession at all, the same standard should apply. I'd rather say, Lori, I can see you're uncomfortable and you're having trouble standing. We're going to slow this down. I need to make sure you're safe, and then we'll deal with everything else. That gives her something much clearer to focus on. I'd also reduce the number of officers talking to her at once. One officer should be the primary communicator while everyone else handles the scene. When someone is already confused, having multiple people giving instructions can make things even worse. And there's another important point. I wouldn't waste time trying to get her to admit what happened. The officers already had witnesses. They had the damaged building. They had the vehicle. They had statements. They potentially had surveillance footage. And they had their own observations of her condition. So if she says, I don't remember, I don't need to argue with her. I'd simply document it. If she says, I wasn't driving, I'd document that too and compare her statement with the evidence. That's how I'd approach the investigation. Evidence first, argument second. The field sobriety portion is also interesting. The officer explained that she could refuse the standardized field sobriety exercises, and she refused. I think being clear about that was good. There was no reason to turn the refusal into a shouting match. But given that she was already unsteady, injured, and apparently being bothered by insects, I'd also question whether this was even the ideal environment for conducting those exercises. If I'm trying to determine whether somebody is impaired, I want the circumstances to be as controlled as reasonably possible. And there's something else I'd keep in mind. Refusing a field sobriety exercise isn't automatically proof that someone is intoxicated. It's simply another fact in the investigation. The same principle applies to her repeated claims that she didn't remember what happened. That doesn't prove innocence. But it doesn't automatically prove intoxication either. The job is to determine why. Then we get to the breath test situation, and this is where the interaction became increasingly frustrating. She repeatedly said she didn't want to participate, was distracted by the bugs, and appeared to have difficulty following the conversation. The officer was trying to explain the consequences of refusing the requested test, but the conversation kept going in circles. If I were handling this, I'd keep the explanation short, clear, and professional, follow the applicable procedure, and avoid turning it into a personal confrontation. Something like, Lori, I'm going to explain this once clearly. You have the right to make your decision. I'm going to document your response and we'll proceed according to the law. Then stop arguing. Because once you've explained the procedure, repeating it 5 different ways usually doesn't make the person suddenly cooperate. And I think that's the biggest lesson from this entire case. Police officers don't need to win an argument with a suspect. They need to control the situation, protect people, preserve evidence, and follow the law. If I were the officer, my priorities would be very simple. First, make sure the public is safe. Second, make sure Lori isn't experiencing a medical emergency. Third, preserve the motel evidence and get statements from every independent witness. Fourth, investigate the alleged impaired driving through the available evidence. Fifth, clearly explain her options and the consequences of refusing any lawful testing. And if the evidence supports an arrest, make the arrest professionally without turning the situation into a battle of egos. Because think about what the officers already had. According to the witnesses, she allegedly drove into the building. She allegedly got out and smashed the window. She allegedly returned to the truck and drove away. And when officers found her, there were additional observations that raised questions about impairment. That's already a significant investigation. They didn't need her to confess. They didn't need her to agree with them. They didn't even need her to explain everything perfectly. They needed to document what they could prove. And that's exactly how I'd handle a situation like this. I'd stay calm, I'd keep one officer talking, I'd get medical professionals involved if her condition warranted it, and I'd let the evidence build the case instead of trying to force the suspect into giving me the answers I wanted. Because there's a huge difference between controlling a situation and controlling a person. A good officer controls the situation. They don't need to control every word, the suspect says. And looking at the later outcome makes this even more important. According to the transcript, Lori was eventually charged with multiple offenses, but several charges were later dropped, while she entered a no contest plea on the remaining charges and received probation and credit for time served. That doesn't tell us that the officers were right about everything, and it doesn't tell us that Lori was innocent of everything. It simply shows why these cases need to be judged through evidence and the legal process rather than one dramatic body camera interaction. For me, the biggest question isn't simply, did the police do a good job or a bad job? It's how could they make an already chaotic situation safer, clearer, and more professional? My answer would be, slow it down, separate the medical issue from the criminal investigation, reduce unnecessary confrontation, have one officer communicate, document everything, and let the evidence do the talking. Because when someone is acting completely out of character, you shouldn't just ask, why aren't they cooperating? You should also ask, why are they behaving this way in the first place? And in a situation like this, that question could be just as important as the arrest itself.